Subscribers, good morning. Drivers worldwide, whether you're a rideshare driver, whether you are a taxi driver, whether you are a limo driver, we're all in this together. Ziggy was very fast there. How are you, buddy? I'm getting a lot of messages. I'm getting a lot of text messages, emails. Money is tight. Money is extremely tight, and people are really feeling rather stressed. I totally understand. So because we, or some people experience that feeling for the first time, what true stress means, right? When your body is producing cortisol, you just can't function right. You can't really sleep great. Just always worrying, how do I get the money in? So it's in those times we can only rely on one person, namely ourselves, right? You can't expect others to do the job for you. You sort of have to take that into your own hands. And it's a mammoth and sometimes daunting task to say, well, how do I produce money? How do I get my hands on money? So I want to run a few scenarios by you today, how you could possibly address this if you are experiencing this stress, if you feel like life is spinning out of control, if you feel like you just can't think straight and clear, rather want to bury yourself like in the cushion, in the pillow, and go to sleep, and you feel rather depressed, right? There's a lot of people right now at home that are depressed. I'm getting a lot of emails, like I said, text messages that show me that these people are depressed. So in these times, we got to rally. It's good that we check in with each other. That's why I'm going to keep my promise going of at least 2 live feeds a day, one in the morning, one in the afternoon, so that you can also express yourself, that you can also talk, so that you can also get it off your chest, right? Even just releasing what's inside of you is a good thing, right? Just getting rid of it, right? Instead of bottling it, shelving it, and then it just starts building up and we become extremely stressed, too much cortisol, depression sets in. You don't want to do this. And it's certainly not an easy task being confined to 4 walls. Now, there are several drivers that are still going out there, getting a lot of messages, people still putting in 6-10 hours shift with very, very few bookings. And again, each time you get a booking, it's like you're driving up to the individual, what people are sharing with me, and you're like, oh my God, there you see the individual. You're like, you used to greet them, you used to smile, you used to say, hey, how's your day going? Now it's like, does he or she have coronavirus? Do they look in good health? Are they coughing? Are they sneezing? Should I let them in? Very stressful. Very, very stressful, different times. Very good morning, James. Very good morning, Martha. Very good morning, Stephen. Very good morning, Romeo. Very good morning, Chris. Very good morning, Edwin in South Africa. Good morning, Scott. Good morning, Great Cardials. Good morning to you all. How are you today? So the law firm in California that I have been speaking to, do mention my name if you are in California. They're called potterhandy.com. Just another way of maybe a check coming down the line for California drivers. And you're more than welcome to also reach out to them if you're in other states. They will put you together with individuals that handle these type of matters. Right now, the website here, I just want to walk you through a couple of scenarios today. It says the amount of money rideshare drivers may be entitled to is shocking. Click on the link to our damages calculator. We'll walk through those damages calculator, enter your information, and see how much money you may be owed. And please do mention that you came from me, the rideshare professor, that I guided you to the website, right? So the damages, once you've filled it in, once you've registered, good morning, Marco, good morning, David. Once you fill this in, it takes you to a page where you get to nominate, whether it's multiple companies, gig companies that you've worked for in the last 4 years, but you get to nominate, whether you want to, let's say, choose Uber and Lyft, for example. You then continue, and they say the statute of limitation here is 4 years. So the statute of limitation here is 4 years. You can seek damages and reimbursement for only the base 4 years. So we're talking 4 years of damages. If you go back, if you've been in this for 4 years, if you've been in this for 5 years, you can only claim the last 4 years. If you've been in here for 3 years, obviously you can only claim the last 3 years, but the max is 4 years from the date we file the claim, right? If you have worked for more than one gig economy company over the last 4 years, then fill in this form multiple times, one after the other, each with reference to the particular gig economy company. So if you're doing this for Uber, and let's say you've also driven for Postmates or Grubhub, you do them one by one, right? Because they want to see what type of damages you have with Uber. They want to see what type of damages you have with Grubhub, etc., and hopefully get you a check. Now, I'm literally right now exploring all the different avenues on how we can get to money. We'll go over several, right? So, for example, if you have worked for gig economy A and gig economy company B over the last 4 years, then fill in this damage calculator form twice, one with a reference to the gig economy company A and the other with a reference to the gig economy B. The link to fill in the additional form for another employer gig company will be displayed on top of the submitted damage calculator form on the successful submission of this form. So once you've submitted company A and you have another company, on the top you will see a link. It'll take you to the second calculation. So the gig economy company, the employer, for example, Uber, positions held, let's say driver, employment start date, month, date, year. This could have been, let's say, 03, 05, 2018, for example. Employment end date, you ended it today. You're not driving, you don't have money, you put in today's date, 2020. Years worked in this gig economy company for the last 2 years, for example, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. Average compensation per week, right? Average compensation per week. What does that mean? Input average compensation per week earned while working for the gig economy, right? So you have your records week by week, right? Let's say you have your annual earnings, divide that by 52, you get an average compensation per week, right? 52 weeks per year. Average number of hours per week, you know that you put in, let's say, 45 average hours per week, right? And then you submit those numbers. Hourly rates. What are hourly rates? This is an auto-populated field based on inputs provided for the average compensation per week and the average number of hours per week. So once you've put in those numbers, it'll work out the average. Unreimbursed business expenses, mileage expenses, you're entitled to compensation for miles driven during all 3 different periods. Period 1, waiting for an order. Period 2, driving to pick up an order, and period 3, delivering the order. So they you see now they really start bumping up the numbers because Uber or food delivery companies won't really calculate it this way, but because you've been misclassified, right, they are allowed to go after these type of earnings or hours that you've put in. So total miles driven over the last 4 years, you look at your speedometer, you pretty much, hopefully you take records each year, beginning of the year, end of the year, what you started. Let's say you started the year with 121,000 miles, you ended the year on 140,000 miles. Okay, great, you've driven whatever, 20,000 miles, got to put that in. Days per week, am I putting in 7 days per week, 5 days per week? Total years worked, What does that mean? This is an auto-populated field based on the input provided for the total years worked in the gig economy company over the last 4 years. This is the amount of time worked for the gig economy company over the last 4 years. The statute of limitation is 4 years. So let's say maximum 4 years. Average cell phone bill per month, right? For example, I look at my cell phone bill here. There it is, right? $148, right? And then I have another cell phone provider for another $60. So my monthly bill is about $208, right? So it'll then work out the cell phone expense total, average cell phone bill per month, times total months worked, right? So for example, if I'm paying 148 plus 60, 210, I'm working 4 years, 48 months time, let's say $200, quick calculation, that's about $9,600 that you've spent on cell phones. Crazy, right? But true, right? Those numbers have to go in there. Unreimbursed business expenses, that's the mileage expense plus cell phone expense, right? So you can see this adds up quickly. And you may not know initially how much, or you have sort of like a number in mind. Believe me, when you start doing the calculations based on this, they owe you a boatload of money. Now, non-productive time wages. Non-productive time wages, most gig economy workers are paid for miles and time for when they are actually delivering people or packages, but not for any other time. This is referred to as piece rate compensation, as the worker is being paid for specific jobs they perform rather than for the time they spend working. This is legal so long as the employee is paid separately and hourly for their non-productive time, which is time spent on tasks they need to do for work but aren't paid for under the piece rate plan. So employees are entitled to pay for the time they are waiting for an order with the app on, driving to pick up an order, washing, cleaning, working the vehicle, having their work vehicle worked or maintained, fueled, charged, charging the work vehicle, and having their work phone fixed, replaced, time spent reviewing emails from the company, undergoing training. Do you know how much time we spend on these little things, but we think, okay, well, that I shouldn't be paid for that. Those factors flow into that. So when you're on this page, again, please reference Rideshare Professor when you register. You will then get to this category once you've registered called non-productive time wages. Go over it with a fine comb tooth, right? With a fine tooth comb. Sorry. Traveling to where you are area you want to work with your app off. Let's see. Traveling to where you area. No, it doesn't make English sense. That traveling to where you are, or traveling to the area you want to work with your app on. What is it? Traveling to where you want to work with your app off. Oh, in hours and days. Waiting for order with app on in hours and days. Driving to pick up an order in hours and days. Refuel or charge your work vehicle, hours and days. Clean your work vehicle in hours per day. Have your work vehicle worked on, maintained on in hours per day. Have your work phone worked on, maintained in hours per day, and other in hours per day. Days per week, total average hours per day, hourly rate, total years worked. Overtime premium pay. Have you worked more than 8 hours a day, or 40 hours in a work week? Many people qualify that. So suddenly now we come into big numbers because of the overtime, right? That's where we get into overtime. Average overtime hours per week, over 40, of course, or over 8 hours per day. Overtime hourly rate is an auto-populated field based on inputs provided for average compensation per week and for the average number of hours per week. Overtime hourly rate, regular hourly rate times 1.5. Their calculator works that out. You have no idea what insane numbers come out at the bottom, right? Let's see here. Oh, by the way, then the misclassification wording, you can read about that in the website, but right now we are calculating the damages. And meal periods and rest periods, you put those in. Days per week worked for more than 4 hours. Days per week work for more than 5 hours. Meal periods, rest periods, you calculate those 2 out. Gives you another figure, and then you submit. And now you've submitted for Uber. You do the same thing for Lyft. You do the same thing for Uber Eats, right? The numbers become staggering. So I ask you to reach out to these individuals. If you're in California, they will then also put you, and when you put your name in, reference me, Rideshare Professor, or say, hey, I'm not in California, please put me together with an attorney that addresses this, right? Potter Handy works with several law firms. So I've been going back and forth with them. I want to assist them. I want to assist you in getting your monies. By the way, anyone that still hasn't contacted me for the database, right? I've been sending out copies of that, all the email addresses of all the newspaper editors worldwide. The database, my friend, here you can see blah, blah, so-and-so at Washington Post, so-and-so at Duffin at Daily Herald, Marcus at Washington Post, all of these different editors, right? And they are a total of, let me see, a total of 309,000 emails. The Lost Angels, thank you so much. Why does drivers think they aren't going to get a check from the government? The bill they are wanting to pass says all Americans. They didn't specify. Lost Angels, firstly, thank you for the contribution. I appreciate you. Let's jump into that. This stimulus bill, and I don't want to get political here, I really don't, right? But both sides, let's just say both sides, Democrats and Republicans, have to rally and come up with a plan that addresses everyone, and also the most severely impacted people. So let's say we fall into that category, I would say we easily fall into that category of being soldiers on the front line, right? That deserve danger pay, and that definitely deserve a part of that stimulus package, right? So when you look at nurses, when you look at doctors at hospitals, when you look at drivers who are driving people to hospitals or picking them up, bringing meals to seniors at homes, etc., even if you're just dropping them off, you're playing an essential part in this infrastructure of helping everyone get through the coronavirus. Surely there should be no question, no doubts about it, that in that stimulus package, we are treated on the same level as nurses and doctors. And I say this to Republicans and Democrats alike. We have to be in there, right? So for Dara Kay, writing a last-minute letter to the administration, making a few phone calls, I hope that the people that were writing the stimulus package had us in mind anyway, right? And knew how essential we are to this equation, to resolving this problem, right? And that we are factored in there. So if we are factored in there, if they have thought about us, if they have thought about nurses, and they have your records, or let's say, I'm just running a scenario, they wire some insane amount to Uber and Lyft and say, that's for the drivers. Hopefully that trickles through. Hopefully Uber and Lyft don't take any administration costs or anything like that, but that they actually allow the money to flow straight through to us. Hopefully the money is wired directly into our accounts. Hopefully we get checks. Hopefully we get some sort of incentive sent to us, a part of the stimulus, right? Some sort of check in the mail, whether it's $1,000 or if you have kids, another 500 additional if you haven't a kid. The bottom line is, ladies and gentlemen, you and I, every year paying the taxes, we're paying this money in. This is not like free money they're handing out. This is money we've worked for and have put into the system. So Republicans and Democrats should say, thank you very much for the roles you play. Thank you for being so essential to our economy. Thank you for being so essential for delivering foods and people. Here's the money. So I hope the government, and when I say the government, right, and a lot of people criticize me after or text me afterwards, oh, you're attacking our president. I'm not. I am saying to Republicans and Democrats, act, right? They have to act together. So whether I'm attacking the administration, whether I'm attacking the Republicans or Democrats, get this done, right? Just get it done and figure out who's the most important person or the most important people in this equation. Certainly not hotels, certainly not casinos. Why is Southwest Airlines asking for a $60 billion when they're doing these buyback things, stock options buybacks? Why is American Airlines asking whatever, $60, $70 billion? You know, why at the end of the day, if it happens, would we pay out the airlines several $100 billion, right? These are companies making money. If that money is loaned to them, they need to pay it back with an interest rate. But right now, we need to take care of people. So I say Republicans and Democrats will rally together, get it done, get those checks out, get that support done. Hopefully that is something, at least something coming our way, right? Something that you can expect in the mail, something that you can expect in your account. So for those people who are attacking me for attacking the political parties, if you want to unsubscribe. I don't need you here, right? You're either part of solving the problem together with all the drivers, right? But this is not a time for politics, my friend. This is a time for solutions. This is a time for money, because people are extremely stressed out right now when it comes to cash. Another thing, my friends, that we can look at, obviously, besides I walked you through this entire damage calculator, how you can get additional monies by, taking action against Uber and Lyft. If you're not driving, if they're not taking care of you, right, is you got to look at your plan Bs. What are my plan Bs? I've been signing up a ton of people with Instacart. Okay, great service. I use it as well. Links are below, right? What are you doing there? You picking up foods from outlets, ready to go. People have ordered them. Maybe you have your disinfectant and your gloves on, spray it down. You put those packages in your car, you go off, you deliver, you get paid. Postmates, right? Link below. Uber Eats, any type of food delivery, right? Of course, the medical field is hiring. But, if I'm looking at jobs in the medical field right now, major health risk, right? Major health risk. So relying on monies to come from the government, as Lost Angel said here, I truly hope that checks will come. I truly hope that they factored in drivers into the stimulus package, right? I hope they thought about them weeks and weeks ago, how important they are, right? But we can also call upon, and we should call upon, the company Uber and Lyft to do more. This is not a time for diversion tactics, right? Where they say, oh, those guys will take care of you. The company needs to take care of us. I just want to go back. So Lost Angel says, Cesar Milan, why wouldn't drivers get it? They are Americans. The stimulus didn't say certain Americans, it said Americans. True, very true. Cesar Milan says, I hope I'm wrong, but I don't know if there are any checks coming to rideshare drivers, as neither Uber and Lyft have stopped operations. We can only hope that some money comes down the pipeline, folks. Right? We're not guaranteed that. We're just looking at avenues where possible monies could be coming from. So I say the one thing is you got to take, if you're not working right now, you're not getting money, go after your last 4 years of earnings right there, right? Go after it. Hopefully you get a check in the mail. The other things I think all of us should put relentless pressure on. That is why I put this database out there. By the way, anyone that wants a copy of this, right, you just email me. Very simple. There it is. Here's my private email. And as of yesterday, I probably sent out close onto 100 databases. The numbers are climbing. Right. And that is put additional pressure on these companies and use social media, create your social media accounts. You could even create social media accounts to start producing additional income. If you are able to rally 1,000 subscribers and get 4,000 viewing hours, Google starts sending you checks through YouTube. That's another angle. There might be some area that you're extremely specialized in. You make a couple of videos and you don't realize, wow, I got 15,000 views on that, right? Or, I made a product video. I got 135,000 views on that. I'm like, wow, people are watching my videos. That's a wonderful thing. Yesterday, a company shipped out $400 or $500 worth of products to me, right? Because they could see, hey, the guy can make product review videos, and we want to sell our products through his channel. I want you guys to tap into that. I challenge you guys to set a little bit of time aside and get more involved in social media and start your own videos. It's great participating in live feeds and giving in, but at the same time, you could be chipping away like Rideshare 411 and putting in that half an hour a day on something you like. And it doesn't have to be rideshare, right? It's really, really tough to make money in rideshare. I'm not really making any money in rideshare besides maybe people signing up with Instacart, Postmates, or the checks that I get from YouTube. But I'm not making money through Uber and Lyft. No, that's why I'm going after them, claiming for the last 4 years, right? But you can go out there, set up your videos, try and get some social media monetizing going for yourself, right? It's a possibility. This press release that I said I would send out, put the pressure on Uber and Lyft. I have called them out in the last 4 days. I'm calling them out again today. They still haven't stepped up to our challenge, and that is they have the monies, right? So if they have the monies, if we look at Darrow, who makes 42 to 45 million a year, and you're expecting us going out there to keep on working and bringing you the money in, why are you not able to set up a fund like Jeff Bezos, who wired in $25 million of his monies or company's monies? Why are you not able to set up a COVID-19 fund for drivers and put monies in there? Meaning that all the executives step up, relinquish more than half of their salary. Many CEOs have worked for $1, and put part of those supersonic salaries into a fund. You could do that, right? So we're exploring ways of drumming up money. That's another one. I'll keep on putting that pressure on these people. You can use these social media. You can use these newspaper editors, which I'll send to you free of charge. I get this updated every year. Years and years ago, I paid $4,500 for a highly specialized list. Every year, I get it updated, right? So if you want a free copy of this, you have my email. I put it over there, torstenkunitz68@gmail. I'll send it to you. Probably sent out close on to 100 of them over the last 4 days because people are getting press releases out. I'm super excited about that. People said, hey, look, this is the press release that I put out. Pick and choose a couple of emails, send them out through your Gmail, and hopefully the publication runs with it. You're just putting additional pressure on these guys, on these executives. Now, employees, whether they're middle management, higher management, engineers, surely you could give up 10% of your salary if we're still bringing in the money, is doing the work for you. Surely you could pay us back in some sort of way, right? And understand who got these people to the IPO line. We did, right? So knowing that we got them to the IPO line, knowing them that they cashed in on their shares, good or bad. Travis Kalanick, I think, cashed in at $28 or $29. He made a lot of money, right? He maybe lost out on $1.5 billion because he thought it would be valued higher, but he sold, he made a good $4 or $5 billion thanks to us. Travis, in these times, you have so much money. I know you're not working for Uber anymore, but Travis, if you are listening, you're more than welcome to wire in $150 million of your $5 billion into a fund, because we got you there. Why not take care of us now, right? We took care of you. So this is simple, my friends. The other very, very, very basic formula is just up the rider rates. Work in automatic 20%, right? Why are they not working in an automatic 20% surcharge danger pay in these times? People are not tipping. Force them. It's like an automatic tip, 20%, right? Paying $10 for that fare, end up paying $12, right? They need to be prepared to up those rates for riders. Riders need to be prepared in these times to pay more than 20% surcharge. Do you guys agree? I mean, is that too much to ask for? YM says, LOL, Travis Cordell Kalanick doesn't give a FUCK about drivers, which is true. He's got his money. But I'm just saying, I'm trying to appeal to his human side. If he has any humanity, if he has any compassion, if he has any feeling inside of his DNA, maybe he can say, hey, you know what? I'm listening to this video, or somebody referred me to this video. I did make a lot of money. And how did I make all of that money? I made it on the backs of drivers. So during these times, I know that those people are hurting. Be rather generous. Wire $200 million into a fund. I mean, gosh, people like LeBron, like James LeBron, all of these NBA players, or are they very giving? They open up schools in their cities. Oprah puts $40 million into a school. These guys donate, money towards Haiti, the earthquakes. I mean, people are really, really giving in troubled times, right? But in our driver troubled times, why are people not like Travis and Dara not stepping up? Why are people like John Zimmer and Logan Green not stepping up, right? So we can only out them. We can only call on them. We can only challenge them. It's all we can do. And yes, I do sound like a stuck record daily, right? But I got to do it. I got to say it again and again. Manka Travel, good to see you here, my friend. Mile High Cat Mom, 8020. John's J. DeGravia, can't wait to see the video of upper management pay scales. Yeah, we can definitely expose those pay scales, because I tell you what, if these individuals kept 20% of their salary or 50% and paid in 50% of their salary, and I'm talking about lower management, middle management, upper management, and executives, wow, you almost have yourself $500 million right there. Christine, sending you love to the islands in Hawaii. Aloha. Hope you're doing very well, Christine. Thank you for communicating with us. Thank you for staying in touch. Thank you for sharing. I love it. No matter where we are, I'm sitting here in Calabasas, she's in Hawaii, somebody else is in London, and we all here hanging out together. Isn't that beautiful? Abstract Echo Jimmy says, these execs are too busy continuing their money to care about the drivers. Yeah, they're sitting at home, they're practicing extreme social distancing from their employees. They've allowed everybody to go home. They're certainly not getting in their cars, driving across town, helping a passenger, helping deliver food. Would go a long way as a token of appreciation, as a token of showing that they can, why don't go out, volunteer, do a couple of deliveries? Dara, why not? Press would love it. Press would absolutely love it if Dara Kay dedicated a day to Uber Eats and went out and did food deliveries. Press would love it. Malai Catmom says, if I was a big business owner, my employees would be able to get by. I wouldn't need $1 billion bonuses. I'd give it to my employees. Yeah, it's because you're a giving person and you're a smart, you'd be a smart CEO, because you know that if you give and you help and you get people through the trying times, they'll give you back tenfold afterwards. Can you imagine now these people really, really stepped up, but like really stepped up and drummed up $1 billion, which they can. Everybody made sacrifices right now. Can you imagine how we would treat them in 2021? We'd say, wow, in the trying times, these guys really, really stepped up. Dara put in 40 million of his 45 million. Tony West put in money. Logan Green put in money. They drummed up a lot of money and they got us through this, right? So we keep on getting checks based on our averages. Can you imagine how the industry would give back in 2021 when this is over? Now, if you listen to Governor Cuomo, New York, the peak is coming in 2 to 3 weeks' time, right? It's super bad in New York. It's following the same cycle as it did in China, as it did in Italy. But the peak of the storm is only 2 to 3 weeks ago. 2 to 3 weeks' time ahead. Sorry, not ago. Rideshare 411 just sent me this. Instacart. Lost Angels. This is for everyone that is wondering. All drivers pay tax and do deductions and is considered a business. Even if you're an independent contractor, your business is dedicated by people. Drivers are getting help. Don't worry. Thank you. Thank you for that reassurance, and thank you very much for the contribution. I really appreciate you. Lost Angels, this is for everyone that is wondering. All drivers pay taxes and do deductions and is considered a business even if you are an independent contractor. Your business is decided by people. Drivers are getting help, don't worry. And that's a great title to have, Lost Angel. You're not lost, you're an angel, you're out there taking care of people, keeping the messages upbeat. We appreciate you. Thank you. Elias, good to see you. Good to see you, my brother. Good morning to you. Manka Travel says, I will match Lost. Wow. You're a kind person. Thank you. You know, we're putting in our time here. We're all dedicating our time, our efforts, our resources. Manka Travel, hashtag Bolt Bucharesti. Please subscribe to their channels. If you guys have videos, bring them to me. Just ask Rideshare 411. He brought me his first videos. I publicized it with him. Then Rideshare 411 said, can we do a live stream together? Absolutely. I will do anything and everything in my power to work with you guys. That is my commitment. That's why I'm here, right? Whether we're looking for solutions, whether we're calling Dara to action, whether we are appealing to politicians or senators, who knows who comes across our videos. I know that Randall Heimovicki, Katie Weitzman, the attorneys at Uber watch my videos closely. They even have commented on them sometimes through text messages. So I know based on their text messages, based on my topics, they told me they watch my videos. They told me they know I'm upset and they know that drivers are upset. Now, if they know that, why don't they make changes? You know, why don't these the head counsel for safety, Katie Weitzman, who I'm sure she has a lot of power in her company. She has a direct line. She can walk into Dara's office, right? Not right now, but maybe right now she could walk into Dara's virtual office. Maybe they're on a virtual board. They all have their big screens. They're talking to each other. This is how these guys are running the business right now. They're at home. They all have the different faces. They're communicating with each other on screens. But if Katie Weitzman is such a true leader and this head of global safety, don't you think that the company, and they boast that they're sitting on all these cash reserves that they've told investors, oh, we're sitting on all these cash reserves, and we don't even have to touch our cash revolver, which is tapping into emergency fund. Oh, we've got enough money. All great sound bites, wonderful sound bites for investors. Yes, their stock goes up temporarily from $14 to $22 or $25. It goes up. These are all words, right? But nothing has been done on street level, Katie, Randall, for drivers. All I see from you is bending the laws, misclassifying drivers so that you do not have to take care of them, which constitutes a violation of the professional conducts that you are supposed to rule by in the as stated by the California Bar of Associations. You have a certain rule and conduct that you are to abide by as an attorney, not to bend the laws, not to fudge the laws. Those are violations. So I would argue all day long. That's why I filed these complaints. Also filed the complaints because I know firsthand Uber and Lyft are sharing attorneys and attorney dollars in the AB5. That's colluding. That's showing that you're a monopoly and working together. I have that evidence, right? And I will show it at trial. Based on those factors, attorneys have lost their jobs. You cannot collude with another attorney to do harm or share costs. Doesn't work that way. Dorian drives. Uber rating system should be an automatic 5 stars if the passenger doesn't leave a rating. What do you think? Well, Dorian, that I think is a great idea, but completely irrelevant in these times, right? I mean, I would say replace the 5 stars with an automatic $5 surcharge, right? And I hear you. I acknowledge you. I'm not putting your idea down. I completely acknowledge your great suggestion. But I'm saying is how about we reword it and say the Uber system should be an automatic $5 surcharge, right? On top of that, of course, 5 stars. For a rider to give the rideshare trickster, my friend from Lancaster, a 1-star rating because they were complaining that the car smelled like, in the complaint, the rider wrote, the car smelled like disinfectant. Jesus Christ. Wake up, dude. That guy may have just saved your life in the car, and here you are giving him a 1-star rating. Shame on you, rider. Welcome to the real world, my friend. Rideshare 411, I appreciate you. Says anybody who wants to start their YouTube channel, Professor will help you 100%. If you want to, thank you, Rideshare 411, for backing me up on that. If you want to start your YouTube channel, FaceTime me. Let's have a conversation. I don't think we're going to sit at the same table as I usually do in Starbucks and sit in front of laptops because we have to practice social distancing. But if you want to FaceTime with me, absolutely. I will walk you through the steps on how to do that. In fact, I had someone this morning, I believe it was Alex, right? Where is he? Alex Jorvik asked me, Torsten, how do I get a rideshare Let's see who this is. Hello. Very, very well. Thank you for your call. So how are you doing today? Cool. Well, believe it or not, we're actually doing a live feed right now about your company. All good. We're sending you a lot of drivers as we speak, and I've walked them through the damages calculator for misclassified gig economy workers. As we speak right now, we're on a live YouTube stream with 85 people. So good timing. Cool. Fantastic. And there'll be many more. There'll be many more to follow. And if I could perhaps after the live stream have another conversation with you, it is my intention to send you a lot of drivers. I know that they'll be in good hands. My friend Harry Campbell and Jay Credeur said that you're a great company to work with. So if I could send you California drivers, if we could maybe have a conversation after this live feed, it would be great. I'd appreciate that, James. Yes, exactly. I totally believe. Cool. I hear you. Awesome. Fantastic. Have a great day. Thank you, buddy. Bye. So the guy was just, that was one of the attorneys from Potter Handy who just called me. There it is. Right. So talk is cheap. I'm not just making the videos, they checking in with me. They say that the people are submitting, and we're seeing a lot of drivers come through your channel, which means Uber, listen up. Torsten rideshare driver is sending people to the damages calculator. Show me the money. Show drivers the money. You know, I would be happy. I would be so happy and delighted. I'll actually do a dance and pop some champagne. The company calls me up and says, hey, and I'll tell them, hey, tell me when you've sent your 100th check out to drivers because we got them damages back. I will be doing the happy dance. Don't worry, be happy. Every driver is going to get a check. Don't worry, be happy. Nelson Elliott says, I'm at RSW Fort Myers. Be safe down there, my friends, at RSW Fort Myers. Mark Johnson, what about people who filed taxes in 2019? Look, bottom line is, if you've been filing taxes and been putting money into the system, I hope that the stimulus package takes care of all of you. Bottom line, right? People on the front line, soldiers, as we call ourselves, should be taken care of in that stimulus package. Period. No questions asked, right? Nurses, doctors, drivers, you get the drift, right? Dorian says, I'm signing up after this. Appreciate it. Sign up or reach out to James or the other attorneys. You have the emails there. Let them guide you where to go. We're trying to find solutions here, how we can get money in. We're going through options. Hopefully, you get some nice checks from the government. Hopefully, they're nice to you. Hopefully, they acknowledge you. I don't want to sound sarcastic here, but I do hope that money comes. I truly hope that Dara and Cohen executives step up and put money into a fund, that they relinquish their supersonic salaries. That's option number 2. Option number 3, companies like Potter Handy or Shannon Liss Riordan go out, do the fight for you, get the money. Yes, they take 1/3 of the money. But when you start doing the calculations and see how much these companies really owe you, the 1/3 is nothing. You can hand it over like that, right? The other thing is companies such as Instacart are hot right now. Uber Eats is hot. Postmates is hot. Domino's Deliveries is hot, right? DoorDash, Grubhub, all those links if you want to join right underneath my video. Sign up there. You know, that's how we get a little bit of additional money as well, by signing up under referral links. Go out there. Option number 5. Let's talk about work from home models. anytime you take the time and set up your social media infrastructure, your Instagram, by the way, branding is important. Maybe you have a little logo. Keep on consistency across the board, as far as like if you're calling yourself San Diego Rideshare Pro, like my friend Thomas, then you set up your Instacart, you set up your YouTube channel that way, you set up your Facebook channel that way, you set up your Twitter channel that way, and you start producing videos, you tweet your videos out, and it's a beautiful feeling once you start collecting likes and subscribers. It's a beautiful feeling. Very important there, report scams. Right now, sad that humans are like this, but they hunt and prey on weak people during these times. And, these scam phone calls that you get. Okay, your test kit from the government is on the way. Please give us your credit card details. A lot of seniors fall for this. It's sickening. As Mile High Cat Mom says, report these scams, right? Report them. If people are trying to scam you on the phone, report them. Again, anyone who needs this database, email me, hit me up. I will send it out right after this live feed. Chris B, I hope that the company Potter Handy can answer that question for you, but it's his question about the form. Driving to pick up an order, hours per day. Does this mean if we work 12 hours a day, they want that 12 number in the box? No, that is basically, look, if you're actually doing 12 hours of work, right? 12 working hours, or let's say you're actually doing 10 working hours, 2 of those hours are actually driving to pick up the order. Correct. What they are saying, if you're sitting around waiting and it's your intention to work, right, and you're there, before you get the order, the moment the order comes through, driving to get the order, delivering it, that's part of the job. That would be part of the 12 hours. But there's also time outside of that, right, where you're preparing, you're cleaning your car, everything business related before you, let's say, start your 12-hour day. So correct, you're right on that. That 12 hours goes in the box. Correct. Omar, how are you, my friend? Juan Garcia, much love from the Rideshare Professor. Been drinking a lot of these. They're rather sweet, though. I think they have a little bit too much sugar in them. Oh, it says 0 calories per bottle. Certainly getting a lot of vitamin C and B12. So I've drunk a lot of these. I've gone through a couple of cases of these in the last few weeks. I loaded up big time at Costco yesterday. Did you guys go out and do a big run, a big food run? Isn't it rather daunting and scary? You see all these people around you with their masks. They look like it's like in the zombie apocalypse zone. Dennis Torres, Long Beach City in the house. Houston, Mark Johnson, I live in Houston. We are going in, staying home, shelter midnight tonight, and we're still allowed to do Uber Eats. Yes, you can still do Uber Eats because it's regarded as essential. So you get exemptions, exactly. And by the way, Mark Johnson, I lived in that beautiful city right down the street from the Galleria on Bering, B-E-R-I-N-G. I'm sure you know it well. Love Austin, love Houston. Used to go back and forth a lot. Just a few hour drive, stunning drive from Houston to Austin, Austin to Houston. I'd say 4 hours, 3-4 hours. Yes, you can. I just told you. You can, if there is an order to stay in at home, they are allowing the essential, right? Food delivery, transportation, taxis, rideshare drivers, food delivery people can be on the road. Just make sure they want you to display your stickers or your lights or your neon lights so that they can see, so that police officers and that can see, oh, yep, that guy, he's out there either delivering food or driving people. They understand it's an essential component. So I just got a message that Trump wants the United States back to work soon. The president wants the nation opened up to drive. Some people said in the next 2 weeks. Some people say by Easter. Okay, don't know how you feel about that. Juan Garcia, Oceanside, good place, Oceanside. Oceanside has really, really been popping in the last 15 years, man. That has taken off. So much development down there. Charles J. Oh, dude, I've answered you. Why are you sending the same message over and over and over again, Mark Johnson? I've answered you 3 times now. The answer is yes, you can. Don't ask it next time, because then I'm going to have to give you a flush, because then you're just taking away real estate space on this live stream. Seriously? Come on, Mark Johnson. Kick into action. Go and do those deliveries. Don't ask the same question again and again and again and again. I got it. I've answered you. Yes, you are essential, my friend. You can do it if you want to. You can also stay inside if you want to. Jeremy Thompson, makes sense to me. Open up the country for business at the peak of a pandemic. I think your answer says it all. With you on that. Oh, well, he had to ask it again. He's desperate to be flushed. Mark Johnson, it was great having you here. Mark Johnson. Sorry, buddy. You're just being an arsehole right now. Mark Johnson, we're sad to see you go, but you're stealing much needed real estate. Adios, Mark Johnson. There you go. Guy's asking the same thing 600,000 times. We've already answered him. Geez, like, hallelujah. Good night. Sleep well. Rest tight down there. I don't have time for this type of nonsense. I really don't. Flush. God, the guy's like screaming for attention. Cut and paste. Answered him 3 times, asked him 4 times, and he's just making a fool out of us. Adios. Yeah. Oh, shit. There he goes. Oh, shit. There he goes. By the way, first time ever, yesterday I gave Dara and Logan Green a flush. Felt good, man. Felt really, really good. Felt very cleansing. Danny Morgan, thank you. Hey, Torsten and other drivers, hope you guys are well. You see, that's how rideshare drivers roll. We look after each other. We wish each other well. We support each other. That's how we roll. Holly Joy Johnson. Trump is telling people to go back to work because of business and the economy. He cares nothing of the well-being of Americans. I don't want to dive into that, because then, people start attacking me. I'm going to give you the freedom to comment on that in this one, right? Because we are talking about stimulus package. We are talking about checks that we are awaiting. So you guys can go off on Republicans and Democrats as much as you want. You have my full permission in this live feed. But I'm not going to dive in, because if I dive in and I just say one wrong word, I mean, a guy that I truly like, Shane Constable from Utah, right? Great guy, just great guy. And I hope he's listening in, right? But then, because I offended someone that he liked, he went off on me. And I don't, the one thing I do is I get rid of people that put me down. I get rid of parasites. I get rid of bloodsuckers. I get rid of negative people. I want to surround myself by happy, positive, uplifting people where it's in a mutual exchange of beneficial energy, right? Back and forth. Win-win, win-win, win-win. But, to hand in, to unfriend, to unsubscribe just because someone hurt your feelings, come on. Charlie says, hi, Professor Detroit. Charlie here. I'd rather be working. Flash him. Yeah, I agree. I'd rather be working. I'd rather be out there, coronavirus free times, awesome summer, driving people down to the beaches, driving people down to Nobu. A lot of my clients will invite me in for a meal. They try and give me a drink. Torsten, what do you want? Do you want a martini? Do you want a glass of champagne? No, can't drink while I'm on duty, but thank you for the salad. It was amazing. I really appreciate it. And I don't linger around, but they invite me in. I usually leave 20, 30 minutes later. Really cool. Great type of relationship. They always include you. I'd rather be doing that. I really would. John Bauer says, I'll take a one-way exchange of monetary damages from these goobers. I like it. Rap and Ron. People are whack. All they think about is money, money, money. Isn't funny in Rappin's world. All the things that I could do if I was a Rap and Ron. Not caring about money in the ride share world. Hey, Rap and Ron, you must be living out there in the wild in a tent if you don't care about money. People that have families need money. We're looking for solutions to get money. We're coming for the money. We're coming for the cash. Show us the money. Casanova. Dun, 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 dun. Casanova. Thank you. Ronnie Hansen says, it's Karoa time. I think you forgot the N. There's one crucial letter missing there. Rap and Ron, thanks for proving my point. Bye. You're welcome. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, Ron. Right? Trying to get people paid yet so that they can make it to next week, to next month, so they can make it to 2021. But Rap and Ron says, thanks for proving my point. Bye. Bye, Ronnie. We did just prove his point. That is true. Rapid Ronnie. Rapid Ronnie. Instacart and food deliveries for me. Cool. Exactly, John Bauer. Aren't people allowed to discuss solutions, how to get through trying times, right? I mean, how are you going to buy water? How are you going to buy food? Oh, I guess you get that for free. No, you need money. You need money, Rap and Ron, to pay for food and water. It doesn't fall from the sky. It doesn't grow on the trees, Rap and Ron. Rap and Ron. Jesse Pacheco, Lyft mentioned alternate service such as medical deliveries possibly. Have you heard anything? Yes, but would you sign up for that? I mean, are you going to... Medical deliveries. Medical deliveries. Good idea? Bad idea. John Bauer, Instacart has been a good option. Yeah, I've seen a ton of people sign up under my Instacart account. It's been like a surge. A lot of people have been signing up with Instacart. And it's very easy. Take a photo of the front of your license, back of your license, Within minutes, they have you online. Predator Production says it's hard to do DoorDash and Grubhub out here in Long Island when they're only offering $4 an order. That's not enough, Grubhub. That's not enough, DoorDash. I hear you, Predator Productions. Don't work for that type of money. Look, if you keep them hanging, and if DoorDash and Grubhub are paying you that, ladies and gentlemen, say goodbye. And by saying goodbye, it puts the pressure on them to raise their rates. Go and sign up with people that'll pay you well, right? I'm seeing some good numbers here from Instacart, right? Casanuba says, I got to see the money to believe it. Yeah, show us the money. The proof is in the pudding, my friends, as they say. The proof's in the pudding. Show us the cash. Tris Moore, thank you for that update. Says, Jesse, they said testing in Bay Area and will let us know. Nicole, how are you? I see you up there. Hey, how are you and the family? You know, we're doing what everybody else is doing, flattening the curve, practicing social distancing. When we go outside, we practice social distancing, but within our boundaries and walls, you know, we're doing what we can. We got a ton of food, ton of love, ton of drinks, a lot of lung stuff, a lot of good supplements, just doing what we can, right, Nicole? Really appreciate you for asking. Hope your family is doing well. Hope your brothers, your sisters, your mom, your dad, everyone is cool. Jesse Pacheco, excelente. You're welcome. I thought I just answered that, Nicole. You're doing well. How's your family? Thank you. Lorenzo, what's up? What's up, Lorenzo? Casanova, I want to see how secure of YouTube money in order to donate when you're live, even if it's $2. You can do it at the bottom there. Thank you. Appreciate it. Richard Feinberg, a lot of people are not tipping now on the delivery service, getting upset and may go home. Rightfully so. So, ladies and gentlemen, the public, people, if you are using these services, show appreciation to your driver who's bringing you food, who's bringing you the essentials. This is the time to tip, ladies and gentlemen. And I know that a lot of public people and a lot of new visitors come through my channel, through my videos. If you get to this point at the 1 hour 7 mark, or if you're marching in right now, just read what Richard Feinberg has to say. Look, we live for those tips. We're out there doing the work that other people are not doing right now. We're on the front lines, doing dangerous work. Pay us accordingly, please. We'd really appreciate that. Thank you. Nathaniel Davies. We got record sick call at my post office in Santa Barbara. Really, a lot of people phoned in sick, which probably means the mail will not be arriving soon. Jesse says, hope you're all safe and well from Colorado. Thank you, my friend. We send all the drivers and their families a lot of well wishes, prayers. Stay safe in Colorado. Yep, there I said it, Philly D. Uber is considered as essential in Texas. I told this guy earlier like 5 times. He's asking me, I think his name was Mark Johnson. He was asking like 29 times, is it essential? Is it essential? And yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Eventually, I had to kick him out. Mark Bisson, London in the house. Good old Boston's in the house. How are you? Richard Ortega, I want to thank you for your videos. I want to thank you for being here. I want to thank you for showing up, Richard. I appreciate you. AZ is in the house. This is by design to bring in one world digital currency. All right, here we go, digital currency. Wicked hustle guy, I like it. The wicked hustle guy. What's up, everyone? Happy days. Yeah, if we can make it to summer, I'll be happy, dude. If I can see summer and dive in the ocean, suntan on the beach, oh, I'll be happy. Go down to Paradise Cove, have a nice margarita, T-bone steak, or fresh salad, go take a dip in the ocean. I'm dreaming ahead, my friends. I'm dreaming ahead. Allow me to dream. Allow me to dream. Abstract Echo. I believe Uber is considered essential everywhere. I would think so. I don't think there's one state that doesn't deem riders or taxi drivers essential. I don't think there's one state that doesn't deem food delivery people essential. It's part of what keeps this going, my friends. We're extremely essential. Wicked hustle, Margs on me. Good, we'll cling our glasses. Wicked hustle guy. Ka-ting! Looking forward to that day. Nicole, I'm having problems with Uber and Lyft, even with a doctor's note. Really? Did you get sick and you sent them one? They're not taking care of you. You got to get a public health organization to send them a letter. See how difficult they make. This is the same problem here, Nicole. I've had numerous people email me that they were sick and they sent in a doctor's note and they did whatever they can. And Uber said, sorry, doesn't qualify. Got to come from a public health organization. Seriously, Uber? This is how you kick people when they're down. You kick them in the gut. You kick them in the teeth when they're down. They're sick. They're trying to get help. They're trying to get paid. No. You got to go out there. He says you got to get sick first, and then you got to go through a public health organization. Ay, caramba. Dara, caramba. Muy pendejo. Philly D says, I have a feeling that our rates will increase after all of this. Hold your breath, Philly D, hold your breath. Ukaman's in the house, Rocket City, Strummen Ubernaut. By the way, Ukaman made that wonderful song for us on the ukulele. 'Cause I'm free falling. Uber is free falling. Jeff Hopster, delivery are even more annoying now. Let me read this. Jeff Hopster, deliveries are even more annoying now that every restaurant has a different system now. LOL, Lyft and Uber are not giving you shit. Don't waste your time. Take care of yourself. Exactly. They're not paying you. Go and take care of yourself. Exactly. AZ, much love and respect. Thank you, my friend. We appreciate you. Yeah, 1st of April, we switch the apps off. Dewey Fisher says Uber always has an escape hatch for themselves. They have no intention of helping. Abstract Echo says many restaurants and fast food places are offering free delivery right now. They better, in order to survive, to get through these times. Restaurants, need to get creative. All right, my friends, a lot of work to do. Just wanted to give you a couple of options here. I will put in the links to this page. There it is. The amount of money rideshare drivers may be entitled to is shocking. Click on this link to our damages calculator. So I'm going to put this link in for you guys. Put a hand, eh? And tell them you came through me, please. AZ, I would give it my best shot, that's for sure. Give it my best try. Definitely treat people like humans. You got to appreciate the people. If you as a company are not appreciating the people that are bringing in your money, you shouldn't govern that company. You shouldn't be the leader of that company. If you're taking people for granted and you can't be grateful at the fact that they're out there bringing in the core of the money, all the money, in fact, shouldn't be the leader. Shouldn't be the leader of that company. He's a pretty cold-hearted bastard. That's all I can say, right? It's pretty evident. And I read his eyes. I read people's eyes. He's a cold-hearted bastard. I can see that. Wonder what type of relationship him and his wife have. Probably very fucking strange. I see. No, I'm a transplant patient and should stay at home as much as possible. So my advice would be to who do they deem as a public health organization? Try and get hold of some of your local public health organization and say, hey, here's my story. This is the only way I get paid. Can you help me out? Hopefully they'll step up. Mash that button, hit that button. Let's get it to 50 and I'm out of here. Amigos, friends. Danny, how are you? Oh, it's the Canadians. WWW. Sign up. Let's get that off the ground at least. Let's get that going. Localdriver.co. If you haven't signed up yet. 48. Need 2 more and I'm out of here. 2 more. Guys, please spray down your car. Doesn't matter what they think of the smell. Go batshit. Just spray, spray, spray. Like as if you were spraying Dara bugs everywhere. Dara bugs. Dara bugs everywhere. Hello, sir.
How are you, sir?
Good. Finishing up a live stream. We're doing a live thing right now.
Okay, just I wanted to see when we could connect.
Right after this, it's my intention to call Canada.
Okay, amazing.
Cool. So, right, any last famous words for all the people in the room? Sign up for?
Everybody, praying for everybody's health and stay safe, and hopefully this passes us very soon, and prayers to everybody. Love you guys, and mad love from here from Toronto to everybody who's listening.
Okay, so hold on for 1 second. So, ladies and gentlemen in the room, you know how you determine who a true leader is and who isn't? I asked the question, any words from Canada about the company, and guess what the first thing he said? He cared about your health. He cared on how you are doing, right? There are other rideshare companies that put out letters and that to investors first. The most important people in the equation here, which my Canada friends understand and acknowledge, those people are you, right? He's talking to you directly from Canada and wishing you well, hoping that you're safe. That to me, those people are true leaders. So I will phone you just now, Danny and AJ. Look forward to talking to you.
Torsten, just one thing I wanna quickly note. We've added the voting for the Corona products, all the masks, the testing kits, and everything on
Beautiful.
the website. So if you wanna put out the word for everybody to go and vote on those products, we're actually sourcing all of that.
Okay, so you're sourcing the coronavirus products, and the people can vote on that, and then what, down the line when we determine which ones they can actually purchase them? I mean, those are big bulk orders, right?
No, we're going to be proceeding with the purchases no matter what, because we want to get it to the people as soon as possible. So we want everybody to vote, to tell us what they need, and based on those volumes, we're going to know what we're going to be ordering and in what quantities. And we do intend to proceed with this as soon as possible because it's everybody's health is on the line. So
exactly. So the best thing is right after the live feed, the three of us or the two of us have a good conversation about this, so I'm more informed, and then I'll go out and make another follow-up video on that. Does that make sense?
100%. 100%.
Cool. All right, brother. I'll talk to you soon. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. Bye-bye. Bye. Good guys. See, they care. These people are running companies up there in Canada, and they're putting people first, man. See, where their priorities are right now is making sure you're getting kits. Driver kits, blah, blah, blah. That's where the effort should be, my friends, right? Lives over dollars. Lives over dollars. God, these Uber and Lyft execs could learn so much from true leaders, you know. Ay, caramba. I tip my hat to the guy on the phone, exactly. Hey, that's where I'd rather be right now. That picture looked really, really nice. Did you guys see that? Like glacier. My info, CLA, good morning. God bless you, just showed up. Whoop, whoop. Handheld UV sanitizer. Damn. Handheld UV. Yeah, I've heard of that. But again, one doesn't know how. I agree with you, Ukaman. I've heard of those, but how effective are they? How effective are they? Oh, Mark Routen, you'd be freezing your ass off. I'd rather freeze my ass off by those glaciers, right? Saw those glaciers right there. There, that's where I want to be. Whoa, that's my screenshot for the day. I'd like to be sitting right there with my laptop right now, staring at the sun. And you know what? With 2 or 3 lines, fishing lines, catching some lovely salmon. I'm just visualizing right now. I'm creating my own little world with a little nice little fireplace here, tent, big fire going on here. Chip away a little stool. I'd make myself a little stool, couple of fishing rods, bring in the salmon, and then I'll just put a big sign there, no bears allowed, no bear country. Like, I don't want to be greeted by some grizzly bear as I'm eating my salmon, putting lemon on my salmon, baking it in tin foil, fishing. Along comes this grizzly bear, sees my sight, no bears allowed. Bye. Just dreaming, my friends, just dreaming. That's all. We're allowed to dream. So please, if you have not asked me for the newspaper database yet, 309,000 records of all the newspapers, editors worldwide. I'm sending that to you for free, right? Sending that to you for free. So please, if you want to use it, if you want to make a difference, if you want to write a press release, if you want to launch a company. I spoke to one of my best friends, Bronick, in Germany this morning. He's a neurosurgeon in Munich, Germany. And he has great contacts in the medical industry. He's buying like bulk. He ordered a while ago. This guy was way ahead of the times. He ordered a long time ago bulk, and he's just creating all these kits, like emergency kits, and he's shipping them out, and he's supplying big companies in the United States. So he's making money. Smart guy. Grew up with him in South Africa. He now lives in Munich, Germany. He's a neurosurgeon. Bronick, stay safe out there, and your little kids as well, if you can hear me. Hey, email me, guys. I'll send you the free database. Just email, hit me up. Super chat, $10,000 would be lovely. Please forgive me. I'm sure you told me before. How to get that? How can I download that? The database, I send you the database. Just email me, and I send it to you as an attachment. It's about 26 megabytes, so it takes a little while, but Gmail does allow you to send the full database, which is cool. Chewy Scott says, I have a great story for you about the Express Drive rental program, how they gouged you. Email me. email me the story. Ha! Cloud Surfer Film says, hello, you're making me hungry. I actually agree with you. I made myself hungry right now when I started talking about salmon, lemon, butter lemon sauce. Ay, caramba, getting hungry. Okay, my friends, we're out of here. If you have not joined up yet, please do. At the Canadian company, which is basically going worldwide, localdriver.co. Go sign up there. See my face on the website there. Go sign up. My friends, thank you. Gracias. Merci. Dankeschön. Dankjewel. Obrigado. Arigato. Spasiba. Merci, I think I've said. I think I covered the 8 or 10 languages there. If I left out any language, let me know. Always willing to learn. Rick Nelson's later on, buddy. How are you doing, Rick? How are you holding up? And again, as I go out, I say this once again, Dara, Logan, all the executives at Uber and Lyft, step up. Put your money where your mouth is. Put money in a fund. Relinquish a part of your salary. Have a great day, everyone. Love you all. Thank you so much. Please be safe. Again, sanitize when you go shopping. Have these on. Have your goggles on. Make sure you clean the shopping cart. If you're going to refill gas in your car, make sure you use paper or your gloves. Spray it all down. Do whatever you need to do to stay safe. I appreciate you guys. Thank you.